sorry. Just because I ain't with my baby daddy doesn't mean you get to talk about.
Listen up. The truth behind why Cardi B cut Stefon Diggs loose is far uglier, more tangled, and far more explosive than anyone dared to imagine. This wasn't some routine Hollywood split. It was a quiet detonation that had been ticking long before the lights of Super Bowl weekend ever came on. Because while the stadium roared and the spotlight chased them, Cardi had already checked out. No laughter, no celebration. Just a stiff, dear thing, and a walk into the night before the clock even hit 0. And now people close to them are whispering what pushed her to finally say, "I'm done pretending." More baby mamas than promises kept, icy stares inside the same luxury hotel, cryptic Instagram posts that blew the cover off everything, and a timeline so chaotic it left Cardi stunned, embarrassed, and furious. Picture standing beside your man on his biggest night while other women tied to him are posting from the same party. Picture realizing you weren't special, just another page in a story you swore you'd never live again. Insiders claim Cardi made one demand from the start: no extra drama, no surprise kids, no public humiliation. But Super Bowl weekend shattered that line like glass. What should have been their victory lap became the breaking point she could never ignore. And the moment the final whistle blew, so did their love. Unfollows. Radio silence. No captions, just heartbreak no one could see. This isn't petty gossip. It's a tale of loyalty betrayed, pride crushed, and a woman choosing sanity over spectacle. So tell me, did Cardi act too fast, or did she finally open her eyes to the truth everyone else kept dodging?
Stefon Diggs lost more than just the Super Bowl. So he allegedly lost his woman.
Listen, this wasn't some ordinary split. This was a slow collapse buried under Super Bowl spotlights. A story that began with a frozen "good luck" and ended with Cardi B murmuring the sentence insiders swear Stefon Diggs never saw coming. "I can't do this anymore." Because what truly unfolded that weekend wasn't romance.it was embarrassment.it was deceit, and it was a cycle Cardi had already escaped once in her life. For weeks, the internet saw perfection. Cute selfies, matching captions, power couple energy. Everyone believed Cardi B had finally found calm after the storm she lived through with Offset. Fans cheered her on. Blogs praised the glow. But off camera, something was splintering. Sources say Cardi set one clear rule from the start. No surprise kids. No secret lives. No public shame. She didn't want another circus. She didn't want another love built on half-truths. She didn't want another heartbreak under flashing lights. And Stefon agreed. But secrets always outlive promises. Because barely 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, rumors began whispering. Calls left unanswered. Strange distance. People close to Cardi noticed the shift. Her laugh sounded forced. Her posts felt hollow. Her shine was fading. Then came Super Bowl weekend. February 2026. Flashbulbs popping. Stars everywhere. Bass thumping. Crowd screaming. Cardi arrived flawless, like everything was perfect. She posed for photos. She performed. She played her part. But insiders say she already sensed the truth. Because inside that very hotel were women who shared children with her man. Several baby mamas. Same floor. Same party. Same night. And one of them wasn't even subtle. Instagram stories started rolling. VIP wristbands. Clips from the hotel lounge. Sideline views. Happy selfies from places meant only for family. The internet caught it instantly. Screenshots spread like wildfire. And suddenly, Cardi's private pain became public spectacle. Picture that second. Your partner on the biggest stage of his life, you under 1,000 cameras, and realizing you're just one name in his long list. Sources say Cardi wasn't shocked by his past, she was crushed by his present. Promises were broken. Respect disappeared. And then the timeline surfaced that made it worse. One baby mama had just given birth weeks before Cardi. Another child in another city. Another woman posting proudly. Another reminder that the man she trusted was living parallel lives. That wasn't love, that was chaos. Friends say Cardi kept it together. She smiled on red carpets. She stayed composed in interviews. She showed up like nothing was wrong. But inside, she was falling apart. There's even footage from the night before the Super Bowl. Cardi at a private gathering, staring into space, whispering to a friend, saying she didn't know how to survive this, asking how she was supposed to smile tomorrow. Because by then, she already knew. The Super Bowl wasn't a celebration.it was the end. Watch that moment again, that viral clip where she told Stefon, "Good luck." No grin.no laughter.no kiss. Just two quiet words, like a closing door. Because when a woman is finished, she doesn't yell. She doesn't beg. She doesn't explain. She goes silent.
Cardi didn't have much to say anymore, so a reporter asked her if she had any advice, but she kept it surprisingly short. Take a look.
Inspired message for Stefon before the game. One inspired message for him.
And then, Cardi went quiet. She slipped out before the final whistle. No cheers. No photos. No waiting around for cameras. And a few hours later, the internet caught the loudest clue of all. They unfollowed each other. In celebrity code, that's open warfare. Sources confirmed the split in whispers. No dramatic statements. No tearful sit-downs. Just silence. Hurt. And a woman choosing her sanity over a love performed for strangers. But here's what makes this story heavier. Cardi had already survived this nightmare once. Offset. Cheating rumors. Baby mama chaos. Public embarrassment. Tears. Apologies. Promises. Then more betrayal. She crawled out of that storm, only to see the clouds forming again. And this time, she refused to drown. Insiders say she told friends, "I won't live that life twice." No more secrets. No more humiliation. No more sharing the man she loved with half the world. Because fame can't purchase peace. NFL glory can't purchase loyalty, and love without respect is just tragedy waiting for headlines. And Stefon's response? Silence. Cryptic captions. Songs about heartbreak and reckless nights. Almost like he knew he was never going to be the man she needed. But by then, Cardi had already disappeared, not just from the stadium, not just from Instagram, from his life completely. Because sometimes the noisiest goodbye is the one spoken without a single word. And insiders whispered that whatever happened inside that hotel, what Cardi saw, what she heard, what shattered her, hasn't even surfaced yet. So now the question is, did Cardi walk away too soon, or did she finally see the truth before it broke her again? Because what we're about to uncover next might rewrite everything you thought you knew about Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. Stay tuned. The night after the Super Bowl, the noise vanished. No tweets. No playful selfies. No we're fine reassurances. Just silence. The kind that usually buries a truth too heavy to say out loud. Because while fans were debating scores and replaying highlights, insiders whispered that something far more serious was unfolding behind locked doors. Phones buzzing nonstop. Friends racing to Cardi's side. Messages erased. Screenshots already flying across private group chats. And that's when people close to them understood this wasn't another celebrity spat. This was the night Cardi B finally cracked. Sources say she didn't walk away over one Instagram story, or one baby mama, or one awkward run-in. She left because of a pattern. A pattern she recognized instantly. A pattern she swore she would never survive again. And the biggest shock, what happened during Super Bowl weekend, was only the surface. Because insiders claim the tension had been simmering for months. Quiet arguments. Sudden disappearances. Conversations that died in cold silence. People around Cardi noticed the change. She looked drained, like someone holding a secret she couldn't speak aloud. And then came the hotel moment. Multiple sources say Cardi stepped into a situation she never imagined. Same event. Same building. Women tied to Stefon's past and present. Awkward encounters. Icy looks. Smiles that didn't reach the eyes. No drama caught on camera, but thick tension in every hallway. Imagine trying to celebrate love while whispers follow you, while phones capture everything, while strangers online already know what you just discovered yourself. That's when Cardi felt something terrifying. This wasn't just messy, this was humiliating. Because in celebrity life, perception is power. And that weekend, Cardi wasn't just a girlfriend, she was a headline waiting to detonate. Friends say she tried to talk to Stefon privately, tried to listen, tried to stay calm. But every answer opened another hole. Every explanation felt unfinished. And the real problem wasn't the past, it was the future. Because insiders say Cardi started asking herself one brutal question. If this is happening now, what will happen years from now? More rumors, more women, more children, more headlines. She had lived that nightmare once. She refused to relive it. And that's why the good luck moment felt so cold. It wasn't shade, it was farewell. She had already chosen. She was just waiting for the quietest way to leave with her dignity intact. But there's something even heavier people aren't saying, the emotional cost. Sources say Cardi felt ashamed. Not only as a partner, but as a mother. As a woman who dared to trust again. As someone who believed this time would be different. Because when you've been hurt in public before, you don't just fear heartbreak. You fear humiliation. You fear becoming a joke. You fear your pain turning into entertainment. And Super Bowl weekend felt exactly like that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would be like that too, because Stefon's other baby mama was also at the Super Bowl. She was also there. And then fans noticed
So when the game clock hit 0, she didn't shout. She didn't accuse. She didn't blast him online. She walked away, softly. For good. And a few hours later, the unfollows appeared. One tap said everything without a sentence. Fans saw it instantly. Blogs rushed headlines. Comment sections erupted. But the most haunting part, neither of them tried to fix it in public.no, desperate apology clips.no, long emotional captions.no, we're working it out. Just space. Because sometimes, the truth is too heavy to dress up. Insiders say Cardi spent the next days surrounded by her closest circle, crying, thinking, and making one final choice. She was done chasing love wrapped in chaos. Done protecting a man who couldn't protect her peace. Done replaying a story she had already survived once. Because love without respect isn't love. It's a warning. Meanwhile, Stefon's reaction left fans confused. Cryptic lyrics, moody posts, songs about freedom and heartbreak. Almost like he knew he wasn't ready for the world Cardi wanted. And that's what makes this split feel so painful, because sometimes two people care, but their lives tear them apart. Cardi wanted calm. Stefon lived in storms. Cardi wanted quiet. His world carried noise. Cardi wanted loyalty, but trust was already cracked. And when trust dies, love follows behind. Yet insiders warn, more hasn't surfaced. Conversations never recorded. Moments never posted. Things Cardi saw that changed her forever. And if those details ever emerge, this breakup might look darker than anyone imagined. So now the internet asks the question nobody wants to say. Did Cardi leave too late, or just in time? Because sometimes the bravest love is walking away before you disappear inside it. For Cardi B, Super Bowl weekend wasn't just an ending. It was the moment she chose her peace over a love that was slowly tearing her apart. But what happens next? Will Stefon speak? Will secrets leak? Will Cardi finally tell her truth? Stay ready. After the unfollows came the distance, and after the distance came the realization nobody was prepared for. Because when the lights dimmed and the noise died, Cardi B faced one terrifying truth. She had ignored the warnings, not because she was foolish, but because she wanted the love to be real. Friends say the days after the Super Bowl were quiet, heavy, raw. No club photos. No flashy live streams. Just private talks, tears, and long stretches of silence where reality sinks in. Because the hardest part of heartbreak isn't losing someone. It's learning they were never who you believed. Sources say Cardi replayed everything. The posts. The whispers. The hotel tension. The timeline of babies. The promises that cracked. The awkward talks that suddenly made sense. And slowly, the truth became undeniable. This wasn't just drama, this was disrespect. Because insiders say Cardi never cared about status. She cared about loyalty. She cared about honesty. She cared about shielding her children from chaos. And what she saw that weekend told her peace would never live in that relationship. So she made the hardest choice. She chose herself. But here's what makes this story darker, sadder, more real. Cardi didn't just lose a relationship. She lost faith in something she hoped would be different. After everything with Offset, she wanted stability. She wanted calm. She wanted a partner who understood what public embarrassment feels like. Instead, she felt history repeating, and that realization shattered her. Fans see glamour, they see outfits, they see headlines, but they don't see nights spent crying quietly, asking how you trusted again. Insiders say Cardi asked one question before leaving, "Is this my future?" And the answer scared her. More rumors, more chaos, more humiliation. So she left before love turned into regret. Meanwhile, Stefon stayed silent. No long explanation. No emotional apology. Just cryptic music and quiet that only made the story louder. Because silence speaks when truth hurts.
You know what? Of course you didn't win the Super Bowl. You got too many women and babies in the same place. Good.
Some fans blamed Cardi. Some defended her. Some called it rumors. Some said she overreacted. But people close to her say one thing clearly: she didn't leave because of gossip. She left because of how it felt. And feelings don't lie. Because respect isn't begged for, trust isn't guessed, love isn't shared with chaos. And Cardi had lived that life once. So she refused to live it twice. That's why she didn't scream publicly, didn't leak messages, didn't drag him online. She walked away quietly, with dignity, protecting herself, her child, and her peace. And that's the part that hurts most, because sometimes the strongest women leave without revenge. But insiders warn, the story may not be finished, questions remain. Rumors float. Things were seen that haven't been spoken aloud. And if those truths surface, they could change how everyone sees this breakup. Because heartbreak stories don't always end clean. They echo. They resurface. They return louder, and the internet never forgets. So now fans are watching, waiting, wondering if Cardi will speak, if Stefon will answer, if more secrets will leak. Because one thing is certain, this wasn't just a breakup, this was a lesson. A reminder that fame can't repair broken trust. That love without loyalty becomes pain. That sometimes walking away is the bravest act of all. And maybe Cardi B didn't lose anything that weekend. Maybe she saved herself from another cycle, another humiliation, another heartbreak worse than the last. Because peace is expensive, and she paid the cost to protect it. So the real question now is, what happens next? Will the truth surface? Will silence break? Or will this story stay buried beneath rumors forever? Because in Hollywood, nothing hides forever. Until then, remember this, sometimes the quietest goodbye is the loudest warning of all. Stay tuned. Before you click away, let's pause for a moment and be honest. Stories like this don't fade when the cameras shut off. They get heavier, uglier, and louder in the shadows. And if even half of what insiders are murmuring is real, then the real aftermath between Cardi B and Stefon Diggs hasn't even begun. Because breakups like this never stay buried. Screenshots surface. Old texts appear. Friends start whispering. And sooner or later, the truth grabs a spotlight. So now I want to hear from you. Did Cardi walk away at exactly the right time? Or did she already see something the rest of us still don't know? Was this just another messy celebrity split? Or was there something deeper hiding in plain sight the whole time? Drop your thoughts below, because your take might uncover an angle nobody else noticed. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider this your heads up. Hit that button, turn on notifications, and stay locked in, because when new receipts drop, when someone finally breaks their silence, you don't want to be the last one hearing about it. Share this with someone who thinks Hollywood drama is fake, because tonight proved it's real, it's ruthless, and it's far from finished. The story isn't over. The quiet isn't harmless. And the next leak could flip everything upside down. Stay ready.